You can find my friends in the country where they fill me, where the bobcats peer and the blacktail roam, where the dirt road ends. That's where you can find the real me. Hear the yippee coyotes yelling, welcome home. Welcome home.
Good to go?
Yep.
All right. Hello, everybody. Good afternoon. Welcome to Inside the Office with me, Sherif Briese. Hopefully you guys are all doing well. I would have to say, what a beautiful day it was out there today. We go from rain to clear and clean looking skies. So anyways, we're going to get started. Obviously today, we are going to start off like always with our look back. So we're going to get right into that as we have a few things to go over and hopefully keep you all informed. So our February look back, calls for service. We had 1,897 calls for service for the month of February, and we had 47 jail bookings. So staying consistent, staying busy, but as always, doing the best we can do for you, Mariposa. And so also I want to start off real quick, unfortunately, but I want to honor one of our own. Unfortunately, we had an unexpected passing of one of our awesome, amazing emergency 911 dispatchers. So Brian Schaefer, who is one of the sheriff's office family, unfortunately passed away. So I would just ask our community, as well as everybody engaged with us, to just continue to pray and keep his wife and his children in your thoughts and prayers as we go through that. So I wanted to honor him today with our Inside the Office, and so we will get to business now. So the first thing I guess we'll start off with is obviously an update regarding budget, regarding our response. Our reductions of services, and kind of how that's going, how that's impacting. If you're, just keep everybody updated. Like I told you in the community update, unfortunately, our vision has been gauging all of our decisions off of, safety, transparency, professionalism, and community. And, some of those are being stressed right now. And obviously transparency is this. So we are being transparent. So as you know, we had we had some budget issues and stuff that we had to work through. We talked about that on the special community update that we did. Obviously, if you listen to the Board of Supervisors meetings, we've been actively involved in there, having our conversations. Our partners at the Gazette, they've also been following. I've seen a couple stories come out in the last 2 weeks also. So it's a hot topic, but it's a topic, like I said, we're gonna find solutions for tomorrow, so we're not in these predicaments that we are in today. But as we dove into the current budget that we were dealing with, as we looked at the necessary changes, unfortunately, our reductions of services that we normally would provide. But again, if you weren't tuned in on the last, these were calculated. These are command staff all coming together, looking at how can we achieve this goal, but also what is the least amount of impact to you, the community who we serve, and what law enforcement is about. I mean, you can get into opinions and thoughts, but the reality is we're dealing with something. We have to deal with it, and we have to deal with it at a level of providing the best of the best service to you, and as much as we can. So I know and I understand, and I'm here to take the heat if some people are unhappy with some of those decisions, but those are decisions that we have to make to function, to get through, and hopefully not ever repeat. And so they're temporary. And I want to emphasize that we hope this is not a new norm, and that we can find better solutions for tomorrow. But so since we did the reduction of service, so that kind of that 1 hour window we talked about with calls for service being held in a pending queue during shift change, obviously there's still been some calls we've had to respond to, and that is because regardless of, I guess, disputing money or everything, life safety is priority. And if it's a life safety call, we're going to roll. We're going to have to figure out the rest later on. And that's just the way it is, because, that's what we vow to do, what we, have an oath to do, what you've elected me to do. So I'm going to work hard every single day for you, because that's my job. And we'll work out the differences later. So we have responded to some calls, and some of those calls, like I said, are in progress, physical violence or, egregious felonies, to where we have to act on it, and we can't take a time out. New coffee cup. Check it out. Pretty funny. Ironic. So with that being said, in that 1 hour window, I know it's only been a few days, 6 days maybe, or about 6 days, 7 days since we've started this. But the numbers are actually kind of high, quite high. And those calls for service, 18 have been held in pending. And that's everything from possible intoxicated subjects yelling at cars and passerbyers in the roadway, cold burglaries. We had cold 5150s. We had trespassing concerns. We've had welfare checks, out of control juveniles, stolen vehicle reports, suspicious circumstances, suspicious male subject, and the list goes on. But those are just some examples. And I say cold burglary, I just wanted to kind of, in the cold 5150, so a subject in crisis potentially. When I say cold, obviously it's not actively occurring. So our dispatchers do a great job of collecting as much information as possible, so we have a kind of an idea of what we're dealing with or looking at. And so, such as a cold burglary, maybe it happened earlier, suspect's not on scene, but we still got to process that scene and, hopefully identify the bad guy, but it's not immediately occurring. Same with the 5150 call, would be maybe the subject mentioned harm to themselves earlier in the day, but it didn't get reported to us till later in the day. So, obviously we got to vet all that. We have supervisors, that can vet those calls for service, during the shifts. And then, like I said, I know there's been some people that's, been voicing their dislike for this new style to us. But again, this is what we're dealt with. So we're going to have to deal with it, hopefully in a professional manner, and as we move forward. So I think that's all I got pretty much on the budget side of things. Oh, so I had a couple questions of, who's getting impacted by this. And so obviously, the citizens of Mariposa are divided into 5 districts. So you have District 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And so the majority of calls that had to be held in pending came out of District 4. The second runner-up was a tie for both District 1 and District 5. And then we also had a tie for third. I mean, I guess we're not placing it, but categorizing where these calls are kind of located was 2 and 3 came in at the same. So pretty much is across the board. It's not just one district; it's all districts affected, and we'll continue every inside the office. I'm hoping to be able to report this continued information and updates as much as possible when I can, so everybody is not caught off guard. This is just the reality of business. So the next thing I want to talk about is positive, is the Office of Emergency Services, you hear that quite often, especially with disasters and floods and winter events and fires and everything that we deal with. So the sheriff's office holds the responsibility of the county's Office of Emergency Services. And so that unit is comprised of one sergeant and one sheriff's office civilian staff. And so their main responsibilities are the support unit for the county for going through disasters, collecting the right documentation, having protocols in place so that the county has the ability to seek reimbursement either through the state or through the federal government. So there's different things that we have to keep updated and valid to follow those rules. And then also they work on grants and other things like that. But I just kind of wanted to give them a shout out because, they're behind the scenes. They're two people representing this county, doing everything to support not just the sheriff's office, but county-wide. And so, they've done a really good job, especially in these last disasters, of coordinating and working with our state partners and federal partners, kind of to, give them a big shout out when we had the winter storms. We are one of the first of 7 counties in California to not only receive the public assistance, and we actually received in a reverse order individual assistance. And so that was funding routed to our county through their hard work to, hopefully offset some of the costs and the cleanup that needed to be done. Like I said, we've been hit with the Oak Fire, the floods, and snow and everything else, but they work really hard. They work really closely with our Hanford weather. So you see a lot of these new updates on our Facebook and stuff when there's potential for severe storms or flash floods, or I think we've had the atmospheric rivers and the wind events and everything like that. Well, they're on top of that stuff and monitoring that stuff every day. But they're also working with all of our other county partners and getting them up to speed and working as a team. So when we have these big events, folks are either trained or, familiar with the process and just working together in a teamwork type setting to benefit the county. So hats off to them for all their hard work. And I want to report. So when I first was taking over, there was a lot of chatter and we had a lot of concern and identified safety concerns for the town of Mariposa and the residents up on the hill behind like Pioneer Market area. And our concerns obviously were the dangers of fire, that of an accidental start or deliberate start, whatever. But just how devastating that could be to not only our town, but to the people that have homes up on top of the hill. And so in January of 2023, our Sheriff's Office of Emergency Services submitted a sub-application grant through FEMA and Cal OES, and this hazard mitigation grant was specific to that project. And that project was, how are we going to make our town safer? How are we going to be able to have the funding to reduce the fuel, and when I say fuel, the brush and different things that would be devastating if that area caught on fire. So they worked hard, many hours, many meetings. And we also want to give a special thanks to our partners. And I say that, so Steve Ward, who's with CAL FIRE, who runs our county fire, Barbara Cohn with Fire Safe Council, Melinda Barrett with the Mariposa County Resource Conservation District, Ben Ogren for the county GIS, Ben Goger with our county planning, Vince Keogh with our county assessors, all also contributed, either information or meetings to tackle this grant. And so as this grant pushed forward, the right data is, the goal is to get this potential hazardous situation mitigated. That's a fire term, means reduced to this area. So with all that said, I know I've been chattering a lot about it, but I kind of wanted to give the context that, it didn't just happen overnight. And so they were just awarded this grant project. This grant project for Mariposa County and the Mariposa Creekway and hazardous fill reduction is going to consist over, I think it's 500 acres that we will be able to reduce the dangerous fills and brush. And another note I want to put in there is it's not just a complete clearing and it looks ugly or whatever. It's going to be strategically cleared and to where it's healthy and still looks nice. But the grant was awarded as $3.8 million. So good job to Sergeant Wes Smith and Raquel Sandoval, who spearheaded this project. So with that project, it will start to commence. It'll go in phases. So there'll be a phase 1. And then there'll be the phase 2. But again, it takes teamwork, hard work. But the main focus and goal is our safe community and our safe Mariposa. So I wanted to give them a shout out. I know, like I said, they're behind the scenes doing a lot of stuff. But, we're working all day, every day for you guys. All right. With that, we are going to switch gears into our Facebook famous folks. So let's see, a little drum roll, who became famous for Facebook. We have Donald. Oh, all right. We have Shaw Lee, who has a $35,000 arrest warrant for looks like battery and failure to appear. So, Shaw Lee, if you're watching, come check us out. Clear that up if you know where he's at. Same goes for that. Our next runner-up is Richard Hanna. Richard Hanna has a no bail warrant for his arrest. So hopefully he can clear that up as well. You can always contact our office. We're open 24 hours a day, and a deputy can assist you in clearing that warrant. Next up is Jesus Avendant. I'm horrible with names. Anyways, Jesus, you got a warrant, no bail. Get it fixed, please. All right. Next up, Therese Drake. You also have a $35,000 arrest warrant for stolen property or vehicle. And then our last runner-up is Donald Cadwell. You have yourself 2 arrest warrants, a $30,000 bail, a $20,000 bail for possession of controlled substance, which is generally, in our line of work, methamphetamine. So clear those up, get back to functioning, and life is good. So, all right. Next, I wanted to just put out there is just some events coming up in March. Obviously, the Mariposa County Sheriff's Foundation, near and dear to my heart, because they do so much for not only our staff, for our community, for our youth. We also have some scholarship programs now for graduating seniors. But just all the things they've done, from helping out, feeding community members during Thanksgiving. We have one coming up for Easter, supporting our staff during hardships, medical unforeseen hardships, supporting our staff with honoring them for their service to this community. And then also where was that? Oh, like 28 families from the Oak Fire. We were able to help them out. Just a lot of good stuff Foundation's doing. So this Saturday, they have another packed sold out event for their second annual Foundation fundraiser. So it'll be a good time there. We'll be able to honor our Sheriff's Office staff with their dedication of service, as well as some prestigious awards for a few individuals as well in the office. So it'll be a good time. A lot of good community support, a lot of support out there. And we thank you for that, because we can't function without our community. And we appreciate each and every one of you and everything that you guys do to support us. So thank you very much. Cowboy Day at the Museum History Center is on the 16th. And then March 23rd is was looking at the calendars, is a busy day. So March 23rd, there's the Mariposa Chamber awards dinner for all the business folk out there. There's also the Mariposa Farm Bureau Rib Dinner. And then there's also the Mariposa Safe Families Safe at Home Fair, in which will be a whole bunch of county, nonprofit, all entities supporting our youth and, education of healthy growth in our community. So busy day, March 23rd. We hope and pray that the weather is good, because it looks like there's a lot of events that day. And then March 29th, again, the Mariposa County Sheriff's Office staff, Mariposa County Sheriff's Foundation, the Mariposa Safe Families, all teaming up together, and they were going to provide Easter meals to multiple families throughout our entire county. I think when we started this, it was maybe 25 families, and I think this year it's up towards 75 plus. So all across our county. So good stuff there. A lot of good things happening. Super happy to be your sheriff, and regardless of the tough times, I'm here, and we are going to get through whatever we got to get through, and we're going to do good things and keep Mariposa safe. So with that said, do we have anybody online or any questions? Okay, because I can't see. So, all right, Chong Long. Hi, how are you doing? I am doing good. How are you? When Steve Ward joining you again? Well, I'm sure we can accommodate that. As fire season nears, maybe we'll see if we can't wrap him into another inside the office where we have the fireman and the sheriff all together as one big happy family. Nancy, thank you all. Well, thank you for watching, and thank you for supporting us. Sandy, along Highway 140 of the Slate Quarry looks fantastic. Whoever cleared all the brush and fire fuel up there did a great job. Yeah, I don't know exactly who did it. I'm sure it had some hand or role with our Fire Safe Council and some of those other individuals. And, there's just a lot of good preventative work, so we don't get hit with these crazy disasters. But it takes, the teamwork to get the, not only the funding, but get the job done. I mean, that's hard work. Ashley, update on Crystal. So an update would be similar to the last update a week or so ago. Basically, that case has been turned over to our detective unit. So our detective unit is diligently combing through everything that we have. We also encourage anybody that has any potential information, regardless of how minor or major you think it is, to please contact our office. But they are combing through every lead, every tidbit of information, and we hope to find a good resolve. All right. Well, it looks like we have a short one this week. So with that said, thank you for tuning in to Inside the Office. Thank you for supporting us. Have a wonderful weekend, and we'll continue to keep you in the loop and updated as we go. Bye.
You can find my friends in the country where they film me, where the bobcats peer and the blacktail roam, where the dirt road ends. That's where you can find the real me. You're the yippee coyotes, young. Welcome home.